Alright lads, so version 15.7 is officially here. It released this morning, and with that we have access to the Guild Quest sets, Guild Quest character popular rankings, and also the new affiliation bonus system. Furthermore, we also did receive some data mined information courtesy of Hiken in regards to the potential next set of end of month characters in terms of what skills they might actually have. We'll talk about that later in this video. Now with that said, as of me recording this video, the Guild Quest sets and also popular character rankings are not currently available. I will include that at the second half of the video, and that's why I'm getting it out a tad bit later. But that's fine. First up, let's focus on the affiliation bonus system, which is by far the best thing from this update and potentially the most confusing, but it's actually very, very simple. So if you go to your account profile, you will see the affiliation bonus. This is also in a few other places. Any character you're looking at will have the affiliation bonus button on the top left, and even on the edit screen, it will be there right on your screen. So there's going to be multiple times, multiple different places for you to get access to this particular screen, which breaks down the affiliation level for every single affiliation. To no one's surprise, by the way, I do have level 10 across the boards. Now, before we do break down how this system does actually work, the best way to describe it is the more characters you get at max level, the more stats you get. And if you want to see the stats that you do actually get, you can click on this top right button, which shows every character I do own is now getting an additional 470 stamina, 232 attack, 118 defense, 232 focus, and also 232 SP. That's quite a good amount of stats, I will say. And remember, this system was replacing the team effects that we used to have. Now, it doesn't, I guess, have the same charm, but the team effects, in case you were aware, is that if you're using a certain selection of characters in the same team, there would be a team effect that would give you like 10 SP, 10 attack, 10 focus. It was never good. It had its charm because some of the names are cool, but in terms of practical use, it was useless. It was a wasted feature. So that got replaced with this, and this is definitely way better because look at all the stats that all of my characters are getting. This is quite a big buff. And we'll talk about how good it is again in a minute. So let's go into the help screen because this does outline the system. It does give us a bit more information in case you were actually wondering. So affiliation levels. This is where the level of each affiliation is shown. When the number of level 200 characters of the same affiliation in your possession reaches a certain amount, that affiliation level will increase. As the affiliation level increases, so too does the boost to stats that it provides. These boosts also increase your battle power. So you might have realized this morning upon actually getting this update is that you got like 500,000 plus additional battle power. I myself got an additional 800,000, and with that I was able to get an additional 100 orbs for reaching 4 million battle power. Unfortunately though, 4.5 million battle power only gives me like 10 million coins. Keep in mind though, the stat boost provided by the affiliation levels is only applied to 6-star characters, and this will not activate in Arena. But everywhere else, Epic Grades, Guild Quest, IT, IZ, Point Event, even Chronicle Quests, they do get access to these extra stats. If you own a duplicate character, only one of them will be counted, and characters are treated the same before and also after resurrections. And I guess one cool thing is that once you do get a character to max level and they're now included into that character count, even if you sell them or resurrect them, it doesn't decrease. Now with that, there is also the EX affiliation levels. This is a bonus for when you do get a current affiliation level to level 10. So let's actually go back to the screen. As you can see here, to no one's surprise, I do have access to level 10 across the board in every single affiliation. And if you actually click on it on any individual affiliation, you will see the amount of characters you need to get to increase that level. So of course, to no one's surprise, Soripers are the most occupied affiliation. I guess there's a lot of Soripers out there. If you have 300 Soripers at max level, then you get to level 10. As of right now, there are 422 characters available, and I own 398 of them. If we click on the bonus details here, you will see the outlined stats that you do receive per level. So you'll see it for level 1, which from the looks of it, you only need 10 characters at max level. You would pick up 4 extra stamina, 2 attack, and 1 defense. Level 5 and 6 do give a bonus set of stats. They give more than the usual level, and same goes for level 9 and 10. Overall, if you were to get this affiliation level to level 10, you will get 44 stamina, 22 attack, 11 defense, 22 focus, 22 SP, which doesn't seem like a lot. It really doesn't, but remember, this is for every character, not just Soripers, even though we are strictly looking at Soripers. If we go to captains, In this case, to get max level 10, you only need 100 captains. They also give the same stats. You get the same stats for every affiliation level. Some affiliations just require less characters because there are less available characters. But if you do get this to level 10, you are once more getting the same amount of stats, right? 44 stamina, 22 attack, 11 defense, 22 focus, and also SP. Once more, this goes to every character in your box, not just captains. Squad 0 characters, since there are only 8 available, if you do own 7 of them, that is a level 10. Holo, you need to get to 40. Aranka, 100. Espada, 60. Humans, also 60. Quincy's 20. Stamritter, 10. And no affiliation, 30. If you own all those characters, and again, you get to level 10, you're getting all these stats multiple times. So in my case, if I click on the total affiliation bonus, all my characters, every single character I own, regardless of their affiliation, thanks to this new system, is now getting 470 stamina, 232 attack, 118 defense, 232 focus, and 232 SP. That is, again, quite huge. It really, really is. Now, with that, we also have the EX affiliation level. This is a bonus once you reach level 10 in any affiliation. In this case, right, let's look at Soripers. So remember, level 10 is 300 characters. I own 398 characters at max level, so 98, since I've already gotten to 300, went to the EX level. Same goes for captains. Since I already have 100 characters at max level, that's the max amount of characters I need to get this to level 10. The extra 42 characters I own now went to the EX level. Same goes for Arankas, 117, so 17 of those characters now went to the additional EX level. So any excess amount of characters you get once you get a certain affiliation to level 10 is added to this EX level, and this has no limit, so they just keep repeating itself. Now, these offer smaller bonuses, to be fair. As you'll see here, 1 level offers 6 stamina, 2nd level offers 3 SP, level 3 offers 3 attack, 4 offers 2 defense, and 5 offers focus. And you just keep repeating that. Once you go to level 5, you'll go back to level 1. So essentially, because I have a level 21 EX affiliation level, I've basically done 1 full rotation 4 times. This offers less stats overall, but it's something that you're just going to keep doing as you collect new characters, right? And that's basically the quick breakdown of this particular system. It's very simple. Just the more characters you get, the more stats you get. Even if you don't fully understand it, just click on this button here and you'll see all the stats that every single character gets. And that's the great part about this update, because I thought initially when I first clicked on this is that all my Soripers would get 22 SP. And, you know, I thought that wasn't a lot. I also at the same time thought that maybe Soriping captains would get the best buffs, would get more stats compared to other affiliations because they get access to, you know, Soriper and captain buff. But again, every affiliation is getting these stats. I really, really like that no individual affiliation is getting a bigger buff here. All your characters are getting the same amount of stats. It's more fair that way, to be fair. Now, unfortunately, the extra stats that you do get through this system are not added to the base stat. If it was, that would have been a complete game changer. It would have been more huge than what it is right now, but even having said that, it's not bad. Because 200 extra SP is quite good. It really is. Now, again, your level will vary from mine. You will get less stats, but even 100 SP, even 100 attack really does make a big difference, especially where these stats do matter, let's say in guild quests. An extra 200 attack goes a long way. It really, really does. It even goes for brave battles, where all these extra stats make a big difference. I personally finally got to 50,000 total power, so my overall team stats went up like 6,000 prior to this update. One thing to keep in mind is, yes, this also does apply on the SP boost, so this means SP boost characters, attack boost characters also get a bigger buff, because that takes your overall total SP value, your overall total attack value. So this essentially means more stats for them. And what it also means is that you can now finally get 1,000 focus without actually getting a level 10 of focus slot, or even putting focus on your character. So what we actually can do, just to demonstrate that, right, is remove our level 10 focus slot. So for me right now, I have 384 focus on my Unohana. With this new affiliation bonus system, I'm getting an additional 232 focus. So with that, we have a total of 614 SP. Let's quickly put on some accessories. We'll go with the standard build. Most importantly, we are looking at the fortification pill here, which does give us an additional 30% focus. And now with that, we have 732 focus. As always, in Guild Quest, you want to have a team booster in your team. Well, with that boost active, you're now getting around 973 focus. But if you have access to a character with the booster skill, so instead of getting a 33% focus increase, you're getting a 43% focus increase. That actually takes you above the 1,000 focus threshold, where you're guaranteed criticals. So this is definitely a notable increase, especially when it comes to Guild Quest where stats like this does actually matter, because now essentially for me, every character I use in my Guild Quest team when the boost is active, and every time you're playing GQ, the boost has to be active, right? Otherwise you're playing wrong. But now every character I own essentially is guaranteed to hit criticals, thanks to this additional, 200 plus focus, just from the affiliation bonus itself. So this is definitely a notable increase, and it's definitely worth talking about. It's definitely not a forgettable feature, right? Where it's like, it's only like 10 SP. No, it's quite a bit. Compared to the team effects, would that only give like 10 SP if you're lucky? If you had the free certain characters, now it's everyone in your box is getting way more stats, like 200 plus stats across every single particular stat, right? Again, this is what I'm looking like right now. I already mentioned it too, in Brave battles, that extra focus, stamina, defense goes a long way, especially if you're like me, where I go with a personal defense builds. For most of us out there that have already worked on our box and have already maxed out everyone, this essentially is a free damage buff, and also most importantly, just significantly more battle power. I mean, prior to this update, I was working towards 4 million, and now I'm working towards 4.5 million. So while the update itself didn't give me like any orbs in particular, thanks to the extra battle power, I did get 100 orbs this morning from the battle power, rewards itself. Hopefully I explained that well. It's very simple. Just the more characters you get, the more stats you get. Click on this to see how much stats you are getting, and that is for every single character. This is going to be quite big in Brave battles. I mean, maybe you're already one-shotting as is in normal PvE content, but more stats, more damage is never a bad thing. And in GQ, most importantly, more so for your no attack damage characters, the extra attack will make getting over that defense threshold a lot easier, making even Nightmare GQ a tad bit easier in case you are struggling on it. But at the same time, it also means now in Guild Quest, as long as you have your team booster active, and shout out to Zan for giving this idea, you are pretty much guaranteed to hit criticals. So technically, in GQ, no longer, to a certain extent, do you even need 2 out of 5 characters. 1-5 NAD characters are now guaranteed to get criticals, and also have a higher attack stat. So really cool update, no complaints from me. I really like this system. Alright then, so finally reset has officially happened. With that, we can have a look at the new Guild Quest changes. In this case, the first big thing you'll notice is the new button, top 10 most used characters. You can now click on that to see the top 10 most used characters. It was already stated to be the case, but it does show you what characters are actually being played with as a main. For some reason, people are using I mean, why am I surprised? It's 8th anniversary to go, right? You'll see here, even though there aren't that many good leads, people are still opting to use characters like 8th anniversary to go, 6th anniversary Aizen and Macy, more so for the tracking vortex, right? Even characters like 7th anniversary Ichigo are being used, and shout out to the people that are using them now as a lead. That is absolutely crazy. Alongside that, though, you also have the auto-played characters. So these are the characters that are being used as sides. More often than not, what you are going to see here is no attack damage characters, or, team boosters like Maid or Hime. You're probably going to see in every single week as the top 10 most used auto-played character. Interesting enough too, they also do show you if you own the character. So unfortunately, when it comes to the team boosters, I am missing a few. In this case, Yukio and also Neliao. What I also do like though is that the top 10 characters being displayed here are actually depending on the difficulty. So if we actually change to the hard difficulty, you'll notice a bigger difference. Retsu is in the top 10. She's nowhere near the top 10 when it comes to very hard, but in the hard difficulty, you can probably get away using her, right? When it comes to the autoplay, once more, Retsu, she's like the biggest difference here. She's being used in the hard difficulty. When it comes to the very hard difficulty, yeah, not really being seen. And then if we have a look at the normal difficulty, similar set of characters, basically across the boards. So yeah, overall it's a pretty cool addition. I like seeing stuff like that. And then of course the last change to Guild Quest is that finally we have guild sets. This was the last game mode, last part of the game to actually get the set saving feature. Nice to finally have it. In this case, as you can see here, I've already gone ahead and set up all my sets in all 5 attributes. Now, the way I've gone ahead and set up my sets is just to be similar to how I've done it in other parts of the game, where since we only have access to 5 sets in any given attribute, I just went with a set for each affiliation. Human, Quincy, no affiliation, Aranka, and also Soripa. You can set it up how you want to. If you want to add, Golden Chappie, a Chappie build, by all means you can do that. I just like to keep it simple and also similar to every other part of the game with how I set it up. And by that, it's 1 for each affiliation. When it comes to the links, you can definitely go a few different ways. The way I've done it is I have 3 sets for strong attack recharge and also damage. So either recharge and sad, recharge and full stam. I'm very rarely going to ever use 3 speed characters in a team, or likewise 3 power characters, but I just wanted to have it set up just to have it there. So that's what's occupied my first 3 slots, just 3 damage and recharge builds. My 4th slot is sad, so strong attack damage and also full stamina damage. Very rarely ever going to do this. This one was more of a filler slot. And then the final one is a no attack damage build, giving me as much attack as possible. For the most part, when it comes to the NAD and also, recharge builds, I have sorted the links by SP/attack. So this slot number 1 is giving me the best type of, extra stats in terms of SP. And then likewise, this NAD build is giving me the most attack I possibly can get. I will be honest, it did take a minute to set this all up, but now that it is set up, whenever we are changing build, whenever I'm tackling the nightmare difficulty, I can easily get most, if not all, my accessories and links that I want to use on my characters within just like 4 buttons. Overall, nice changes to the Guild Quest game modes. Really liking this update thus far. Next up though, let's talk about the data mine skills. Now in this case, we have 2 new skills coming our way. Nothing too crazy. Court to see if he can. Potentially could be this upcoming end of month banner. But no guarantee, right? But it will be coming eventually. So the first skill is Party Killer Upgrade. So this is going to be a team buff where you increase your team's killer effects. We don't know the percentage. Currently, right now, we have a very similar skill in-game, but it's an individual skill. For example, Toshiro has this skill where he increases his killer effect by 30%, which gets further increased to 50% in Guild Quest. But again, it only goes for himself. So I assume, hopefully not, we might get another NAD character's upcoming end of month banner for GQ. And with that, they might have that killer increase. But this time, though, potentially they're going to be giving it to their entire team, which is actually be really good. Because, more often than not, these characters designed for Guild Quest are meta. You want to use them in your Guild Quest team. And if you can use them in the most optimal position while also buffing your entire team, that would be good. That would be really good, actually. Especially if it is a character for those Guild Quest phases where they are a tad bit difficult because the options are very, very lacking. I wouldn't mind if this character is for an SP character, though. It doesn't strictly have to be for, a NAD character. But either way, Guild Quest is still a big part of the game. Does offer a good amount of orbs. And the easier these quests get, the better. And if this new skill is good, then I can't really complain. The next skill, though, and the last skill to talk about is Add Sobon. So, as he can state here, Effect is probably going to be a standalone ability as well. So, from the looks of it, this is similar to Yuha, right? Yuha has the enemies defeated bonus, and once he does, I believe, get 60 kills, he gets a second soul bomb. It's really powerful. It's a very powerful effect. But the thing with that is that it's tied behind getting 60 kills. Now, in Limit Breaker, in IT, that's not really much of a problem, right? But from the looks of it, this just sounds like a character gets an additional soul bomb right from the get-go with no need of getting a certain number of kills. This is more so going to be more impactful in Guild Quest, right? Because, Yuha, for example, can't get that second soul bomb in Guild Quest because there aren't 60 enemies. This character, though, with this particular skill, from the sounds of it, just gets the soul bomb right from the get-go, and that's quite huge. Now, nuking, for the most part, is kind of not really a thing anymore in GQ because Very Hard at Nightmare does exist. But still, if your summon can offer an additional effect like weaken defense, man, that's going to be great. That's going to be a really powerful skill, especially if they're a gauge character where the gauge fills up by 50% upon using the soul bomb. That would be even crazier. So there's some real potential with this skill. So I can definitely see this being quite useful in and outside of GQ. I feel like it's more going to be a GQ skill though, because again, in Limit Breaker, in IT, you can only nuke 2 rooms anyway. I guess in Epic Raid, it would be good there too. Yuha, for example, can't get a second soul bomb in that mode. You don't need that many soul bombs in Epic Raids anyway. Realistically, 1 soul bomb with weakened defense is good enough for 1 phase. But again, if it's a hard-hitting soul bomb, you might want to let that soul bomb off twice. Who actually knows? But either way, lads, that was version 15.7. Overall, a really good update. Again, Guild Quest sets, desperately been needing this. Make sure you go ahead and set them up like I did in the video earlier. And yeah, the Guild Quest popular character rankings, it's gonna be cool just to see what other people are actually using. More so, I would say, for the casual players out there that aren't actively going and seeking YouTube, Reddit, and Discord for, setups and people's opinions on what characters to actually use. It's nice just to know from one button what characters people are using. So if you have that character, or maybe it's worth actually using them. And then yeah, the affiliation bonus system, I think not only is it a great replacement to the team effects, which was never ever practical, I just really like what it is. I just like that it actually benefits veterans more so than beginners. That's one thing I know that a lot of vets, say, can I focus too much on beginners? This is more of a veteran update. The more characters you own, the stronger your characters get, and it's quite a noticeable stat increase. While again, this doesn't offer any rewards for getting to certain levels, that would have been nice. It does go to your battle power, which also then does, give you more rewards. Again, I woke up this morning with 100 additional orbs for reaching 4 million battle power. Either way though, hope this video explained the new update. If you still have any questions regarding the affiliation bonus system, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.